showed what a scaled down apartment would look like. They have all these built-ins and all that. The point they make is we need more of these kind of housing to increase the micro units. But the city code mandates a certain amount of space. They want parking and all that. These are codes that need to be changed, and then a lot of people would be happy to live in these micro apartments.
I know if you have five units or more, you have to add parking. You know?
Yeah, but
parking is another tremendous issue out in parts of Brooklyn. I was on one of the Fifth Avenue associations years ago, and I started pitching ideas that I saw all over the world. Because in the entertainment business, I'd be touring all over. Paris, they do under the street 3 levels of parking under the street. You lose 2. Other areas, they took schoolyards and you put 4 or 5 levels of parking, and maybe the first level or 2 is additional classrooms which are needed. 3 levels of parking, and then you put your schoolyard on the top, and you can put your best equipment up there because it's not going to get stolen or destroyed. Because then you only have access.
That parking lot on 5th Avenue, 86th Street, way out of date.
What's that?
The parking lot on 86th and 5th Avenue, way out of date.
Yeah.
1972.
That was built about 50 some odd years ago.
That was 72, I remember.
45 years ago.
Obamacare? That is such a...
It's a federal issue.
Such issue of borough president. Don't worry about community boards. The Obamacare issue...
I'm asking about your thoughts.
My thoughts, what Trump's...
What you feel.
What I feel, I feel the affordable health care for all is very important. There seems to be some discussion and battling and bickering throughout Washington of how to achieve this. When I sit and I watch Fox TV and I watch CNN. Well, when you watch them both, it's like you're talking about 2 different countries.
Yeah. The bubble.
And I think somebody on, I think it was the Academy Awards, said if you don't watch the news, you're uninformed. If you do watch it, you're misinformed. So, I'm as misinformed as the rest of you guys are on this healthcare issue because...
What do you stand?
Where do I stand?
You can't change it even if he's elected president.
I'm just as confused as everybody else right now.
Let's say you're the one that's going to sign. You're going to be the 51st vote.
yes, it is.
What would you do? Because it's coming up in August.
That's like saying, do you like dinner tonight? I didn't tell you what you're having for dinner. We don't.
What would you like for dinner? So you can vote.
Right. What I would like for dinner, and what you would like for dinner, what he would like for dinner. It's not about me. It's about all those guys in Washington. We have good.
It's a 906-page document, and it's very complex. It has many different titles, subtitles, and parts. It's very complex.
Well, he has to read into the whole bill.
That's in the core. You can ask Pacino.
Do you want Obamacare to stay or to go?
Send it back to the States.
It's going on its own.
Going.
I don't like it. Let the states
I get
compete
to know
for.
you.
It was much better in New York before Obamacare. We had Health Plus. Thanks to
My health care,
thanks to what's
my
happening.
union health care got way worse.
So,
Guys,
yes.
quiet.
A lot of cities, a lot of states that have lost health care completely because the health care
I
providers.
know all that. But what do
Okay,
you
it needs to be retooled. That's right.
If I wanna I just wanna ask a question.
Not a yes or no answer.
Because listening to you, I'm very happy, and I'm gonna tell you I'm a little biased because I'm a Republican. I'm gonna have to go with you no matter what. But the question I think that she was trying to ask you, so by listening to you, I have a sense that you want to solve problems. You talk about
I'm afraid to solve
problems. So Obamacare, the way that it is, I think she would like to understand, based on your understanding, what kind of idea as a proposal that you will bring, particularly myself. I was about to ask you this question. I'm an immigrant, American citizen by choice, and then I would like to know in terms of homelessness, business, what is your idea for that community that I'm part of? I have to mention I'm an executive member of the executive committee for the Brooklyn Republican Party, so I would like to have your idea. When all these solutions, what about the immigrant community? I'm not talking about only the Africa identity. It's about the immigrant.
Okay, let's go.
You're a diplomat. You're more as a...
Okay. Well, with healthcare, from what I understand from people in the business, the two main things that drive the cost through the roof is litigation, protecting yourself from litigation, and the cost of testing and medicine. So if they can get those under control in Washington, not in Borough Hall, it's not my job. You know, that's not what that's not my field of expertise. I think they need to start there. And then what Trump says about competition brings down billing, because if he has a healthcare company, you have a healthcare company, he has a healthcare company, you're going to offer a $1,000 premium, you go to $900, you go to $800, you know. But I think universally, the pre-existing condition must stay. You know, no matter what happens, Trump care, Obamacare, that's important. Getting the drug under control, that's another thing. Now, you mentioned immigration. Now, again, this is federal stuff, not Brooklyn Borough President stuff. But what I personally feel is sanctuary cities, somebody commits a crime, they gotta go. With the rest of the immigrants, we need to find a path for these people who do contribute and work so they can pay taxes and be part of the society. We need to find
And become citizens.
Find a path.
But one thing I would
You lost me.
No,
Right.
No.
Let them work here legally. Don't let them.
one thing that
They're working here illegally. They're not paying taxes.
No citizenship.
We're taking care of their kids.
I'm talking about citizenship down the road.
That's what I'm talking about. That's all right. You know, this is part of Washington's problem. Everybody dug their heels in over here, and everybody dug their heels in over there. I stand. There ain't no room for left. There ain't no room for right.
I would like to make a point sure very briefly. I'm an immigrant, and I think that formalizing immigration, we're not racist. If you're a citizen of Argentina, you want to go to Mexico, you have to get a visa to go to Mexico, or you have to apply for residency to live in Mexico, or you have to have some formal things. So what I think for us as a Republican, there's a huge opportunity for us. The community that I come from, we are by custom, culture, we are Republican. But we got lost in translation and the way that we explain the things that we want to do. I stand against illegal immigration. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm from Haiti. You want to go to Haiti? I'm an American citizen. You must apply for a visa to go to Haiti. You must get a passport to go to Haiti, but you cannot go anyhow you want. There's nothing racist about it. I just want to make that point so we can formulate, as a Republican, we can formulate our ideas. But I understand. And I like your approach. You're a problem solver. And I really, the second time I spoke with you, you're a problem solver. We want to bring solutions. We have to make people understand that. So we are not against people being healthy. As a Republican, we're not against people to, if you're not making citizen, but we're thinking about cost. We're thinking about management. We're thinking about having a country and having a sound budget. So we have to be clear about the way that we formulate our language, because I think the problem for us, even in New York, majority, a lot of people by custom, they are Democrat fatigue. It's because we got lost in translation. That's the point I want to make. Thank you.
Excellent.
It's the law.
Okay, we're going to take questions when people have their hands up. We have one right here, David.
I just have a suggestion for you. Maybe when you're running against the borough president, tie him to de Blasio. Things that we've seen, a quality of life going down, the city is getting filthy again. There's rats everywhere, there's garbage. Tie him to de Blasio. Either de Blasio calling the subways. We don't even got to go into the subways. De Blasio is putting his friends in there, his political donors in there, instead of TA guys. Maybe that would make a little suggestion. Tie him to de Blasio and then point that quality of
They're also
life.
getting people to pass on very little petty crimes.
Glenn,
Drunkenness,
I'd just like to recap basically what you said. I agree with him wholeheartedly. And basically, you say to yourself, why does a borough president candidate step to the plate to run for this office in a Democratic town where the majority of the people, some people said, well, this is suicide. Are you crazy? No, because a voice other than the rubber stamps that have been rubber stamping everything de Blasio says, you have a city council that couldn't even make a difference because they are all to the left, okay? So they're going to rubber stamp everything he says. We need Republican voices, conservative voices. We need the alternative, okay? So we've got to get behind those candidates who have the courage and are up there raising the money to get that message across, okay, in a very difficult environment, and support them wholeheartedly because, yes, that message has to be delivered. And the only way it will be delivered is if you have enough people courageous enough to go out there and do it.
As the borough president, what are some things that you want to do? Like, what is it that you want to achieve? What is your vision?
The vision thing.
That's a tough question, girl. We need to do
two important things that you would address.
Preservation and development. Careful. Addressing a creative solution for the homeless and dealing with this opioid problem. Then we have like issues that just affect us daily. Why do we pay $60 to go to Verrazano? You know, that's a problem. You know, Staten Island people get you know a break on it. But, express trains like I said, Bay Ridge to East New York to further areas out. Those are like things that are very doable. Bring the free concerts back. Build up the entertainment industry here. We have Industry City is doing phenomenal. The fashion world industry is coming in. Let's embrace them and build the fashion. It's they have Silicon Alley and Silicon Valley. Industry City has hundreds of thousands of empty square feet of space.
Also, the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Brooklyn Navy Yard, they're doing phenomenal.
Tremendous
Studios.
We need to utilize.
You know, and you drive down by Industry City, there's all vacant lots. We know like Bush has actually bought some property down in that area. Like that's prime area to build housing. 2 blocks from the express train, beautiful. Down by the Brooklyn Army Terminal, you have that huge parking lot facility over there. Now, build over that parking lot. You can do tons of affordable housing over there. 8th Avenue, the trains by 8th Avenue, by Chinatown. Let's build out by Chinatown. Like if you go to Chinatown, any other city in the world, they have beautiful arches and it becomes a tourist destination. Our Chinatown isn't. Just a lot of Chinese people living on it. You know, we should beautiful big arches, make it nice. You know, shut it down like a pedestrian way on the weekends and help people come in. You know, like this like simple, very doable thing. The last thing I want to say is, you watch politicians and they get up and they could throw ideas and they can make statements and everything, and that's easy to do. Just standing up and make the statement of the things that can actually happen for real, that's a whole other story. That's where I come from. You know, in private business, when you're a promoter, and you have to come up with a concept for a show, then you have to get the venue, then you have to get the acts, and you have to get the marketing for the radio station, and it has to work. So it's going to make money. One false move, you can lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in one mistake. Same thing, you apply that sort of mentality into, Brooklyn, government, How we get arches, build, beautiful arches. Yeah, we go to each province in China and ask them to donate and represent themselves, like private, not taxpayer money. We get other people's money to do, the businesses over there that, want to develop it. Saying is one thing, doing is another. And proposing things that can actually really happen. That's where I come from. That's my history.
I have
someone raised this question again because I'm in real estate And what happened in Bedford-Stuyvesant and a lot of other places where, you know, people from different European nations came and they purchased the real estate and those there. We need a balance.
Yes.
We have to have a balance because that's exactly what happened.
Well, you think it's bad here? It's what happened in Miami.
Oh, Crane City.
Miami, they got
City.
people got wiped out, priced out of the market. So all these South Americans came in and they just took over. We have a similar
from Venezuela.
Huh?
1% from Venezuela.
A lot of them got kicked
Brought
out
all
of
their
there.
money into Miami, and that's what would happen if Bernie Sanders was elected
Brazil.
here.
But we have issues.
Well,
We can try to balance
Brazil is
it out.
old.
I know there's an
Venezuela,
issue with
they're
the
suffering.
Asian money coming into the Diker,
Atlantic Avenue.
more South Brooklyn.
You mentioned about preservation. I love history in Brooklyn. I run the Memories of Old Brooklyn, New York Facebook page and other various Facebook pages. And I love that they brought back the Flatbush Kings Theater. Brought that from the abyss. It closed down in 1977, and they brought that back. They're looking to bring back the Brooklyn Paramount again. So that from Long Island University, they're converting that back into a venue for entertainment. What's your thoughts on maybe redeveloping older properties for tourist use? Because Coney Island has an old shore theater that's just been dilapidated, standing there for years. That's something that you would love to bring back, the old element of that theater.
100%. I'm 100% with that.
Also with, I'm sorry, the trolleys. I'm talking about bringing trolleys.
Well, in Bay Ridge, one of my proposals years ago was we have parking at Brooklyn Army Terminal. Do like a old school trolley or streetcar thing, just so it becomes very tourist-like. So everybody goes to San Francisco, they want to go on the trolleys. You know, people come to Manhattan, they want to ride on the tram. You know, we have 1,000 parking spaces and people can't park. Let's do something. You know, I know there's a fellow in Redwood who has a bunch of the streetcars just sitting there. Right. You know, do a deal with him. Somebody else to pay for it, you know. And so we have something touristy, something to attract business. All the businesses in Bay Ridge, their problem is parking. Yeah, parking and the rent's too damn high.
Tolls, tickets, and taxes.
What's that?
There's 3 T's that a conservative friend of mine always reminds us of. It's tolls, taxes, and tickets.
Yes.
Now, the thing, my premise of this statement in question is that if a lot of people, several of us here have been in Brooklyn our whole life, like myself, if you look at it since the Giuliani administration, even prior to that, there's cameras that have gone up all over the place, as well as bus-only zones, lanes, so it's creating more congestion for commercial and private vehicles.
Right.
And I think the borough president would have a say in this issue. Now, it's happened under both the Republican and the Democrat administrations, and it's gotten far worse. What they're doing is they're impeding movement. They're impeding movement, and we touched upon the prices of the bridges and the tunnels, which has gone up. That's either the governor or the mayor, as well as these blue zones where you cannot bring your vehicle. For example, on Nostrand Avenue, it's impeding movement, and people are just taking it. They're not fighting back.
Ocean Parkway is a parkway, literally.
And they have cameras on these buses.
I'm 100% with you. You know, this whole Vision Zero has zero vision.
Right, there you go. That's a great,
You watch the commercials.
a great
It's like,
lingo there.
This poor guy walking across the street. You see the walk light behind him. Walk light. And the guy gets hit because he feels he has the right to walk across that street.
And he does.
Well,
But he has to do it smartly.
you gotta look.
Get out, stop looking at the cell phones. Stop staring at your cell phone when you're walking through the street.
But these pedestrian zones and what they did over near Kings Plaza with moving vehicles, and I drive, you see the vehicles look like they're in the street, and there's a bike lane over there. I support bike lanes, but the infrastructure, the people that they brought in since the Giuliani and even prior administration are majored in urban planning, but for areas with a much wider street and infrastructure that can handle it. A very narrow street that was designed in the late 1700s, early 1800s cannot handle the amount of volume of both vehicular, pedestrian,
Cars parking.
It doesn't work.
You're 100% correct.
And what they're doing is they're doing urban planning and putting these cement pilings where a first responder, when they try to negotiate a turn,